Before the world sees your wins, your soul has to feel your work. It's the reps nobody applauds that produce the wins that do, all through a shifting of your identity into a dominator. This is all done in the dark every single day. So let me be your guide as I welcome you to this episode of the Dark Work Daily. Friday has arrived, my friend. Let's get after this idea. Here's what I want to uncover today. I want to dive into this idea of the tax you got to pay. I hate this thing that people have as goals and what it takes to get there. They don't want to pay the tax. They do pay the tax, unfortunately. They don't want to pay the price is what I mean. There is something that I've heard called the dumb tax. And the dumb tax is this tax you pay to pursue a goal in a direction that you know somebody else has gone, but you will not find a way to do it better. So what you do is you end up paying the price. You pay more time, you pay more money, you pay more loss, more energy, more effort. You give more when you could have just bypassed it by leaning on other people. And the truth is the tax required for anything worthwhile in life is going to have a tax to be paid on it. Unfortunately, especially living in America, that's what it costs, right? You want to buy, sell, earn, everything's taxed. But the identity tax is a little bit different. That's the conversation today. It's not about just having this idea of like pay the dumb tax, but you got to pay the identity tax. The identity tax is what's required to become a dominator. Because to become a dominator, it costs you something. It's going to cost you something. Results don't happen on accident. There's going to be relationship shifts. Old habits have to die. People who knew the old you get uncomfortable with the new you. That's the tax. And it's about paying the tax to level up. And if you stay where you're at, and you save the money of it, we'll call it, then you end up having this life where you would have happily paid the tax, but you end up paying an opposite tax. I don't care who you are, whether you paid intentionally or opposite, and you're forced to pay, taxes got to come out, right? It's just the nature of how things work with money. But in the realm of who you are, it's different. So here's the thing. I look at this tax as being something where if I don't choose to lean in and do the hard work, I'm going to be taxed by difficulty, by hardship, by headache, by frustration. It's a tax you pay. Because you may be moving, but moving slow. And man, you stay in the muck longer than you need to. So yeah, you pay the tax. And if anything, you pay the tax of feeling the guilt, the sadness of feeling the weight of regret. It's a tax you pay. You don't move, that's the tax. Regret, pain, frustration. You look at yourself in a mirror and you don't feel good with who you're looking back at. I know because I have 1,000% been in that place in my life where I looked in the mirror and I hated the man looking back at me. He hadn't done things right. Remember at one point in time, I'm divorced. I'm trying to navigate this world as a single dad, dating around. Like, I think about it now and it does not make me happy. I had no joy with that space in my life. Like it was very minimal. It was short-lived. I called the dark times, literally the dark times of my life. I had this space where I was paying the tax of not pursuing something with my heart. And what it was I wasn't avoiding tax. I was paying it differently, forced to pay it with pain. But then at a certain point in time, I had to look in the mirror. I made a change for myself. And it wasn't I changed just randomly. I made a decision. I made a commitment. I made a promise. The promise was to change my life. And now for me, I wanted to pursue something, but there was a tax that had to be paid still. The price of success is high. It's higher than the price of failure sometimes. The price of failure, painfully there. And you can't escape it. The pain of success, you'll have it, but it's short-lived. More joy in the backside. But I had to realize that in order to pursue this next thing, I had to change a lot of stuff. I actually had to change the people I was with. I need to find a space where I would lean in and do things that would make other people look at me crazy. I had to find a way to pursue a level of life that honestly was one that most people never even saw or could see that in my vicinity. No one in my world has done what I've done. I had to get into the world to find people that are doing the things I do. And I'm not knocking my love, my family, my people, but I was doing something different. The tax of that was being looked at funny, by being told I'm the weird friend, by being told I'm the stupid guy, like just to get a regular job, like you're the outcast. Why are you doing the weird stuff, right? But that was the tax I was happy to pay because in time, that tax has been paid and I live rent-free. When I say rent-free, I'm not having to pay taxes to have joy, success, freedom in my life. And it didn't come by accident. It came by an identity shift. It came because at a certain point in time, I realized that what I wanted wasn't going to come because I read the book, wasn't going to come because I knew the people, because I had the information in my head, because of what I did with what I knew, what I did to get into rooms with people who I could be surrounded by that thought like me. And that was a high tax to pay. It was a lot of energy, a lot of effort. It cost a lot, but I don't regret a single bit of it. I have all the joy in the world for it. And I get to live a life now of giving back the way I get to give back, just like this to you. And the goal is you do something with it, because becoming a dominator at an identity level creates a different possibility for your life. You no longer have to find ways to feel comfortable around people that don't want to feel comfortable around you. You set the tone. You're the thermostat. You set the temperature of the room. You're the planet. The planet means you have gravity. You're not an asteroid floating around space. You are the planet with gravity. Things pull into you. When you become the dominator, your world centers up to where you are the one that anchors things, creates an ecosystem, a solar system, we'll call it. Things revolve around you. And I don't mean revolve around you in like the weird, I don't know, like Paris Hilton way, like I'm the best. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that the world draws into you and your world becomes a center point where you are the one that serves and delivers and gives, provides in an amazing way. You could be in a solar system with many other planets, right? Nothing wrong with that, but it takes time and energy, and it takes you shifting over time through actions, your identity, to have that be your reality. When I started like my world of this work that I do, I was just a guy that played in the NFL and came out and was doing nothing. Opened a gym business, wasn't anything crazy. I was just another guy around town with another job like everybody else. I didn't stand out. And I didn't want to stand out to be better than people, but I want to stand out because my soul knew I was supposed to. My heart knew there was more to me than staying stuck in a small space, tucked away in a small town, hiding myself from the world. I now get to reach millions of people all over the world. And I love it because they thank me for it. And I feel blessed to serve the people I get to serve. It's not an accident, though. I spent time with this. I'm not the only one doing this. I'm just one person doing it my way to serve people the best that I can. And I love this idea of being able to give back in some manner. But it took me having to step so far outside of a comfort zone and into a certain space that most people can't survive it. Most won't pay the tax to have a dominator's identity. The price is high, but the worth is vastly more valuable than the price. And when you can learn that, when you can understand that the price you pay is nothing in comparison to the outcome you get, you'll pay that every single time. But I promise you, you won't truly feel it until you actually pay it. Day in, day out, for a period of time to where one day you wake up and look at yourself in a mirror and you don't recognize yourself in the best of ways. That's what I want for you. So, choice is yours. Do you want to pay the dumb tax, the regret tax, or the right identity tax? If this episode stirred something in you, good. That means there's work to be done. Don't ignore it, because listening is just the beginning. Because real change happens when you engage and you commit. So I invite you to join the Dark Work community inside the Dark Work app, which is where you communicate with amazing people on the same journey as you. You can find it on the App Store and the Google Play Store right now. Step into the conversations that sharpen your habits, strengthen your identity, and keep you locked in to the Dark Work.